First, what I ordered. You probably already know what we're doing in this video by the title of the video, but so we'll start off first. The first thing that we got inside of this package here is going to be some pliers. Now, I have gone through countless pairs of pliers. I don't know if that's just me, but they always rust, they go bad. Do I expect these to last long? No, I don't. But, you know, they look kind of cool and they feel like they're not that bad of quality, to be fully honest. And it comes with this nice little clip you can clip on your belt. Do I think I'm gonna use that? Probably not, but maybe, actually, now that I think about it, I might clip it on my tackle box or tackle bag that I carry when I'm pond hopping. Or I could just put it in a pocket, I don't know. It also came with this nice little holder thing. That I probably won't use, but for a couple dollars, I don't remember off the top of my head. I'll put on the screen how much all of these items cost, but not bad for a first pickup. Then second, all right, so we'll show the main thing now. You guys know by the title of this video what we're fishing with. We got a reel here, so I'll show you guys right here, this box. This is the reel. Doesn't really give much to it. It says it's a limited edition, 200 size, right hand. So does it say gear ratio 7:2 to 1? Gear ratio, if the camera will focus, doesn't want to focus. There we go, maybe. 7:2 to 1 gear ratio, making fishing easier and happy. Billings, I guess, is the company here. So we'll unbox it for you guys. I haven't even opened this yet. So there's the reel. We went with the gold shiny one. I've seen a few people make videos with this reel already, and they said it wasn't actually that bad. And I didn't want to spend money on stuff for a video, and I literally couldn't even have fished with it. So that's why we went with this one. I did a little bit of research, I guess, so I can't lie, but we'll take it out of this packaging here. First initial thoughts here. The reel itself feels not that bad. I don't know why, my camera does not want to focus, it's so shiny. The reel itself, like this part, doesn't feel bad. These handles, very cheap feeling. These handles feel terrible. And the thumb button, where you click it, this feels not that good. Not good at all, honestly. It makes a weird noise when you're spinning it. I don't know if I put it next to the mic. I don't know if it picks it up. Makes a really weird noise. It's not the smoothest, whatever. The one thing that we are gonna be doing different in this video that the other fishing YouTubers that I've watched did not do is we're not gonna be spooling it with just any line. Over here, I got some line. I don't know, I think that's Seagar 12-pound fluorocarbon. We're gonna put some fluorocarbon on there, but we're not using Seagar fluorocarbon. We went ahead and grab this bag. We ordered fluorocarbon from Temu. Do I trust it? At first, when I ordered it, the pictures, it looked good. Also, I'll put a picture on the screen. This is an image they had on the ad saying that it could hold a rock. I ordered 15-pound fluoro and I ordered 300 yards. This is what I got. So I just want to, like, for size reference, I mean, this is my hand. Like, it's tiny. Also, it says it's 15 pounds. This back here, I can feel, this is 15 pounds. This is a little bit thicker than this. This doesn't feel the thickness of 15 pounds. I just bit through it. I don't think I can bite through 15. No, not happening. So I can't bite through Seagar 15 pounds, but I can easily bite through this. Not the best sign. We're gonna go ahead, spool up this reel, and get out in the water and catch some fish. All right, so before we do anything, we have to clean up this mess. We have so much stuff just lying out on my desk here. So something that I didn't notice until just now is it even has a dial for the brakes right here. So that's actually kind of like a good feature, I guess. My first initial thoughts just from reeling the line onto this spool, it feels cheap, just reeling this. I mean, I'm not sure what I really expected. I do think Temu, you can get some items from it and, you know, not have to worry, but I don't think a reel should be one of them. I think when you're fishing, you need to spend the money on quality fishing equipment. You don't need to spend $300 something on a reel and a rod, but you need to spend a little bit more than whatever I paid for this thing. I'm also very curious to see how much line we can even put onto this thing, because that spool does not look big, and I apologize for the noise it's making. I'll just shut up for the rest of this. Now, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but that spool had enough line on it to actually fill this thing up pretty full. I mean, I'd probably put a little bit more on there, but we'll just keep it as is. There's still a little bit of line left on the actual spool. So, you know, for being such a small, compact size spool, I didn't think we were even gonna be really putting 50 yards on this. I think we got at least 100 yards out of it. So that's actually kind of a shock. All that's left to do now is pair this up with a rod over here and go hit the water, try to catch some fish. Don't know how well this thing's gonna last. I don't think the drag is really very good. I don't think the casting is gonna be very good, but you never know. And even if this reel is okay, my faith in this line is about as little as it could possibly get. We've made it down here to the water. It's not the best day out. It's kind of windy. It just got done raining, actually. I had to wait a minute to finish making this video. Now that we're down here, we're gonna head to one of the ends of this pond and then work our way back. This pond you might have seen on a couple of videos on my Instagram. I don't think I have any YouTube videos at this pond. First things first, you get a new baitcaster, you always need to set it up. So I put the brakes on the maxed out. They're on 5 right now. We're just gonna start with that. I typically, when I get a baitcaster, start on like 3, just because I know how to use one. This though, we're gonna start on 5 because I have no idea. Next, we're gonna set our tension knob. So we're gonna loosen it until the bait falls and hits the ground, but doesn't, you know, keep going. Get a bird's nest. Next, we're gonna do the drag. Oh my God, I don't know if the camera picks that up, but that sounds atrocious. I typically like to set my drag to the point where you can like pull out line, but it's kind of difficult. All right, I think that's good. Let's start casting. First cast, first impressions. Let's just cast out into the open. Okay, so it cast. It didn't bird's nest. It actually didn't feel that terrible either. I thought like maybe when I cast this thing, it's just gonna feel like it's gonna fall apart in my hands, but no. So let's lower the brakes. We're just gonna go down 1 at a time. So we're on 5, we'll go down to 4 now, make a cast. Hey, I mean, it didn't really go much farther, but it's casting actually kind of smooth. Reeling it in though, I'll say feels like junk. I feel like if I really grip this handle like right here and try to hook set or reel in a big fish, the handle will just fall apart. It's just gonna snap, it's gonna break. I think we'll turn the brakes down, we'll skip 3, we'll go all the way down to 2. This might be a huge mistake, but let's find out. Huge mistake, I was right. All right, now we gotta fix that. We'll put this up to 3 and we gotta fix this. To be fair there, I really did not have my hand on the spool. I kind of wanted to just test it without even thumbing the spool, because when you start getting up to some of the more expensive reels, like some of the reels I have, you really don't have to thumb the spool, even if it's not a DC. If you set them up right, you can just cast away. Okay, so this might be an issue. The line is stuck like underneath there. I don't know how that happened, and I don't know how we're gonna really fix that, so this might take a moment. All right guys, so I'm literally going to have to cut like half of the line out of the spool, I think, because it's stuck. You can't even, there's a little thing right here to open this spool, and I thought this cap would come off like a normal baitcaster, but that doesn't even work. It doesn't do that. So far this has been a complete and utter disaster. I'm sweating. You guys know in Florida, after it rains, it gets so humid. We got that line all cut out, and I'm not leaving it on the ground. Guys, if you go fishing, you fish at ponds, don't leave trash, don't leave line, don't leave anything out. Ponds, lakes, ocean, doesn't matter. Do not litter, it's so bad. Almost done relining everything. I gotta retie on my bait, and I'm really hoping that this time everything's gonna go a bit more smooth. All right, we got the brakes set to 3 instead of 2 because 2 is a little too much. Let's see how 3 goes. All right, there we go. I think we'll keep the brakes on 3. Made a kind of a weird noise there when we were casting. Don't know how well the camera picked it up because it might be a little windy, but I think we got the reel kind of dialed in now. Got it paired on just a medium heavy, you know, just an all around kind of rod, because don't really know what I'm gonna throw. I got a bunch of stuff with me, starting out with one of my favorites. You guys see it all the time, the Big Easy by Gambler. on a owner twist lock hook right here. I don't like the noise it makes when it casts. Kind of sounds like it's trying to be a DC, but it's not. Well, I mean, we caught a fish. He's gonna flop. Is he gonna make it? All right, I'll get him, I'll get him. He made it. I forget how much I paid for this reel, but I really hope it wasn't over $30. Let me know in the comments, knowing how much this reel cost, would you buy it? You know, I was thinking maybe you could even buy this as like a beginner, you wanna get into fishing or you wanna get into throwing a baitcaster, but I wouldn't honestly even recommend that. It's so bad that I would not recommend it to beginners. You need, if you wanna get into throwing a baitcaster, I know a lot of people message me on Instagram every day, tell me they don't know how to throw a baitcaster, but they wanna start using one. My biggest piece of advice to you is don't cheap out on it, especially for your first one. When you get good with a baitcaster, you can use it. You know, you don't need a DC to help you not bird's nest or anything. That's fine. Then you can start buying a little cheaper. But I honestly think your first one, you should spend a little bit of money on. Get good quality products, one that's got good brakes, because that's what's gonna help you the most. Now, that's not to say you need to. If you wanna get a cheap one, that's fine. But I personally think it's a little more difficult when you're first starting out. Enough rambling on. Let's just try to catch a fish. The sound kind of reminds me of like a duck that's like crying in pain. Distance wise, I don't know how well the camera does a job at like kind of showing the distance, but it's not terrible, but it's not by any means good. There's fish. Oh God, it's so small, and this reel doesn't even feel like it can handle this little fish. There we go. Another quick release. And he's back in the water. I mean, doesn't feel good, but it worked. I don't know if the people who are purchasing this reel, are you guys buying it because you want a reel that like you genuinely are going to use and you think it's gonna perform well? Because if that's the case, I don't think this is what, I don't think you should be on Temu. But if you're trying to just find something cheap to play around, have fun, don't care if it breaks, this is a valuable option, I guess. I've got people out here watching me fish. I could see them on their balconies of their apartments and stuff. Probably think I'm a baller out here with like solid gold reel. At the end of this video, we'll give it a score, and you know, I'll rate like all the different categories of casting, reeling, the drag, everything. If you guys want to see a video of me using a rod from Temu, I was looking. There are some options we could do. Most of them are two-piece, which I hate, but if you guys want to see that, I guess comment, let me know. I'll spend some more money on Temu and buy some more junk that I'll probably realistically never use, just for your guys' enjoyment. Also, just any challenges that you want to see, comment and let me know. I want to start doing some more challenges. They're super fun to make, and you know, it kind of is a little less stressful for me. Sometimes it gets kind of stressful. The amount of times I've gone out to a lake on the kayak or whatever, went fishing, and I don't really catch any big fish. I don't catch a lot of fish, and then I kind of just have to scrap the video. Which, I don't do this just for the videos. I do it because I love fishing. I think it's one of the most fun things you can do. But it just kind of sucks. It hurts your mental, I guess. Show so much support, especially recently, that I want to get so much content out for you guys to watch and enjoy. But sometimes it's just hard. And I know I'm going to get some people that are going to comment now that say, you live in Florida, you should be able to catch giants anywhere you go, everywhere you go. While that is true, we do have some giants in Florida, and there is a lot of fish in Florida. You can't just go anywhere and catch fish. I mean, it still takes skill. I hate the people that don't live in Florida that think fishing in Florida is as simple as going to a lake with a hook. Don't even have to put bait on it and catching something. Little ducks. Had a bite there. There's fish, and we lost him. It just, like, I'm scared to set the hook because I literally feel like when I grip these handles, I feel like this handle is just gonna snap off. So I'm like setting the hook so late and so weak. casted that right as the wind hit. We got a little bird's nest here, not terrible though. Oh, got one, and he came off again. All right, so shortly after we lost that fish, it started raining. We're out here again, same pond, same reel, same bait. We're just gonna go at this today until we can actually land a fish using the Temu solid gold reel. There's a fish. Another little guy. But hey, we finally landed one using the Temu reel. This has taken way too long. There it is, guys. First fish officially landed with the Temu reel. This challenge was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be simple. I thought it was just going to be like a normal, you know, trip out here fishing, but that wasn't the case. We're gonna head back into the garage now and kind of just talk about this reel and why this video was so difficult for me to actually film. All right, so we're back in the garage now. Let's talk about it. This video is already extremely long, so we're gonna have to make this really short. If I was to include every fish that we lost using this reel right here, this video would probably be close to an hour long. The main issues that I ran into with this is the drag is horrible. Every time you set the hook, you can't set it hard and really dig that hook in because the drag is maxed out currently, and I can pull line out with my hand. So I'm trying to set the hook, it's not really digging into the fish's mouth because it's just pulling more line out. The next thing also, the handles. When you're really trying to crank on a fish and you're trying to use that torque and everything, there's none. These handles are as flimsy as they come. So I said I was gonna rate it in categories. We're gonna do that really quick. For casting, I'm gonna give it a solid 6. You know, the casting is not terrible. The sound it makes is horrible. It hurts your ears after a while and gets annoying, but we'll give it 6 for that. Drag, I gotta give it like a 2. I mean, there is drag, but not even enough to catch a fish that's less than a pound. So I mean, honestly, the drag, let's give it like a 0. I mean, let's be real. Overall performance, I'll give it a 4. You know, it works. It gets the job done. I mean, we caught a fish. I mean, you can cast, you can reel. So overall performance, I'll give this reel a 4. But overall, guys, I think this is a lesson that you shouldn't buy products off of Temu if you expect to actually use them and you expect them to have good performance. I can't believe this video is finally over. It took a lot longer than I had really wanted it to, and I am probably the happiest person in the world now that I get to take this thing off my rod and go back to actually using my reel combos. Drop a like on this video. Let me know some more challenges you want to do. I guess we'll probably have to do a rod next. Hopefully the rod is a little bit better than the reel from Temu. I'm going to go upstairs and probably put this reel as just like decoration in my room because, to be fully honest, that's where this reel belongs. So